Hello there, and welcome. It's good to see you. The game we're going to cover today is particularly close to me because it's the first indie title that was ever uploaded onto this channel, the first Tree. It's an indie game that has beautiful graphics, gorgeous scenery, explorative gameplay, and a captivating plot. In fewer words, I adore this game. Before we start, I'd like to make the statement that I'm not a psychologist, nor am I in an institution to become one. Everything you are going to hear is merely speculation and opinion based on the research I have at hand. While we're on the topic of disclaimers, I will be talking about this game fully, so if you would like to stay spoiler-free, please play the game first, or watch this playthrough before coming back to visit me. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. So, going forward, in the first moments of this game, we're introduced to a couple, but only their voices. A man, Joseph, has woken up in the early hours of the morning, and his wife, Rachel, asks what's bothering him. He states that he's had the most vivid dream of his life, and at Rachel's request, he narrates the story of the game. We play the fox that he's dreamt about, who is on a journey to find her missing cubs. He states that she moves ahead towards something ancient, something with answers. We come to find that while she goes on this journey, she's telling his story too. This game is an absolute wonder when it comes to a compelling storyline. But the focus of today is not my adoration of the story and graphics. Really, I love this game so much I can't praise it enough. It's actually about vivid dreams and the psychology around dreams in a more general sense. We go through 4 stages of sleep, with REM sleep being the deepest and most common stage of dreaming. REM sleep is a kind of sleep that happens during anywhere from 20 to 90-minute intervals during the night and is characterized by rapid eye movements, more dreaming, and bodily movement, along with a faster pulse and breathing. Though, if an individual is sleep-deprived, dreams can come through in the other stages as well. REM sleep can last up to 90 minutes. That's almost like a movie. There's plenty of theories as to why we dream and what it's meant for. There have been studies and books written on the subject, and I'm excited to get into it. I'm going to err on the side of Carl Jung's theory for this video, since it lines up nicely with the game's plotline and what it's trying to tell us. For reference, Carl Jung studied under Sigmund Freud, and though Freud was one of the first to be interested in the psychological study of dreaming, his theories have now proved to be more than a bit outdated. While Freud and Jung agreed that dreams had meaning, Freud believed that dreams were unconscious wishes or fantasies, while Jung theorized that dreams presented the dreamer with solutions to resolve emotional problems, religious problems, or fears. The reason I say Jung's interpretation is the one that fits well within the realm of this game is because Joseph's story is laid out for us through the entirety of it. The story orbits around him and his father from his childhood into his teen years and even to adulthood. Found by the fox in his dreams, he recalls all of these small memories, fragmented and scattered throughout the wilderness. These memories are mixed with positive and negative connotations, but are expressed as a feeling of reminiscing. Nearly halfway through the game, we find that his father has passed on, which makes sense with the tone of prior memories. This is a man who is in grief over his father's passing, and the dream is an indirect reflection of his conscious life. As the fox finds small memories as she desperately searches for her lost cubs. It merely shows that Joseph is also desperately reaching for something that he's already lost. We see a perpetrator in the distance in 2 cutscenes, and this resembles something that we see evidence of, but never physically catch. Death. This predator stands alone in the distance, dark and imposing, before moving along. This perpetrator isn't after the fox. It isn't her time yet, and she cannot touch it, no matter how fast she runs. So the story continues, with the fox trying to find her cubs. Eventually, we pass the cubs, each one lying motionless on the ground, and finally, the fox makes her way to the end of her journey, the first tree. Whew, that was a lot to take in. My apologies. But since we're moving forward with Carl Jung's theory of the meaning of dreams, there are more details that we can bring up under this broad theme. Vivid dreams specifically could be noted as a mechanism for coping with the extreme stress that one would suddenly be exposed to. That would be understandable considering Joseph's father's untimely death. Anyone would be under stress in that situation, and I'm sure many can relate to those sorts of strong feelings. A study by Stefan Fischer, Suzanne Deichselman, and Jan Bourne revealed that sleep doesn't help people forget unwanted memories. On the contrary, REM sleep may even counteract the willful suppression, making them more accessible in dreams. Differing research also suggests that memories of personal experiences are found through fragments and are selective during a dream. This would be a very easy explanation as to why there are so many small objects scattered and buried throughout the game. The fox uncovering one of these objects is effectively digging up older memories that may be too painful to think on while awake. During a time of grieving such as this, it's widely believed that oppressive dreams can be more frequent for any such individual. Another study by Scott T. Wright and Associates found that dreams of people who are grieving, 58% had dreams of their deceased loved ones with varying levels of frequency. One of the prevalent themes included past memories or experiences. Most participants had dreams that were either pleasant or both pleasant and disturbing, with a small few who were called simply disturbing dreams. This would further explain the small items that hold memories of Joseph's father, as well as the scenic settings of the game and the soundtrack, from the beautiful music masking dark undertones. Joseph will step in and make commentary from an innocent carving his father made that was heartwarming to the sharp pain of his death. A mix of pleasant and disturbing is a very good way of explaining how this entire journey makes Joseph, as well as the player, feel. The silver lining here is that in the same study, 60% of these cases felt that their dreams impacted their bereavement process, as seen in the game after waking up from the dream, and a slight nudge from Rachel. Joseph begins to open up, to tell her the story of the fox and all of the memories littered between. He mourns for his father and allows himself to express his feelings in the early hours of the morning with his wife. This type of expression is healthy to do and very critical to the healing process. At the very end, he's even led by the fox to a tree that he'd carved on as a child many years ago with his father. It is a beautiful, yet bittersweet end to this emotional journey. Death is, unfortunately, an inevitability for all of us. However, to quote the game itself, death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. We are all within a cycle of life, and death is merely a part of that cycle. It is very sad to see the ones that we are so close to and love dearly depart from this world. But there's solace in the fact that we will always have the memories that we've made with them. These memories are special and can never be taken away from us. The time spent with the ones that we love are a treasured gift. This specific topic is heavy, I'm aware, but one we all must face at some time or another. Hold these memories you have close to your heart, and loved ones lost will always be with you, even if it's not in the physical sense. Along with that, never be afraid to lean on others for support. Expressing your emotions and talking through them is much healthier than trying to lock it away and repress it. Let people in and let them help you if you need it. Now that I've taken a moment to gather myself, as for this game, it's short and simple in its concept, but the plot draws one in so well, and the messages throughout it are heartwarming, even though it's steeped in sorrow. It is most definitely worth playing, or at least watching. Dreams have the capacity to be important. It's easy to tell when something has stuck out in a dream, and it's no wonder to me why psychologists ponder over the whys and the hows of REM sleep and dreaming. REM sleep is fascinating, and I hope that it, and more specifically dreaming, gets more research in the future. With that said, I hope you enjoyed your time here with me today. If you did, please let me know through a comment or even a simple click of that like button. If you'd like to see more of psychology mixed with gaming, please subscribe. You can also find me on my Twitter and my Instagram shown here. Please make sure that you're getting enough rest and dream well. Until next time.